This is Court TV Live. I'm Kelly Craft in today for Ted Rollins. Thank you so much for being with us. And we begin this morning in Iowa, where a man is facing trial for allegedly helping to kill his friend's ex-girlfriend. Dakota Van Patten is charged with first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping in the death of 20-year-old Melody Hoffman. Now, prosecutors say that Van Patten conspired with Hoffman's ex-boyfriend, McKinley Louisma, to kidnap Hoffman, where they then allegedly stabbed her with a machete and then dumped her body in a nearby pond. Before we get back into the courtroom, here's Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas with more on the case against Dakota Van Patten.
Melody Hoffman suffered unspeakable atrocities.
In February of last year, the body of 20-year-old Melody Hoffman was found by a lake in Des Moines, Iowa.
She was beaten, she was bound, she was kidnapped, she was strangled, she was mutilated, and she was left for dead.
Dakota Van Patten is now the second man to go on trial for Hoffman's kidnapping and murder. Prosecutors say Van Patten conspired with Hoffman's former boyfriend, McKinley Louisma, and the pair used machetes to stab her. Authorities say data from Hoffman's iPhone and Apple Watch proves Van Patten and Louisma were with her when she was allegedly kidnapped from Morgan Creek Park in Des Moines until her body was dumped near Lily Pond Lake. Louisma was convicted of first-degree murder last year and sentenced to life in prison.
I know Melody would want me to forgive you, but I'm not sure that'll ever happen. And if it does, it's only for her.
In Van Patten's case, prosecutors say surveillance video allegedly shows him and Louisma buying gloves and machetes before the killing. A search of Van Patten's home turned up a towing rope they believe was the murder weapon and Melody Hoffman's glasses. Van Patten's attorney says the evidence does not prove he killed Melody.
The evidence will show Dakota was with Melody. But is his mere presence enough to reach this high burden of beyond a reasonable doubt? Can the state rule out the possibility that Dakota was just there and not partaking in what happened to her?
Van Patten has pleaded not guilty to charges of first-degree murder and kidnapping. A third man, Logan Kempton, also faces lesser charges in this case. His trial is set for later this year.
All right, let's pick it up now with the state's next witness, a former girlfriend of the co-defendant, McKinley Louisma.
So, first of all, just want to ask you how you're feeling this morning.
Exhausted.
Okay. Are you pregnant?
Yes.
Are you pretty late in the pregnancy?
Yes.
Okay. And do we understand that you've been to some medical appointments lately?
Yes.
Okay. And that this could happen at any time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will try to be efficient today with my questions, but we do have some for you, okay?
Okay.
Where do you currently live?
Southwest side. Cedar Rapids.
Where are you from originally?
Basically, Cedar Rapids.
Okay. Did you live anywhere else outside the state before?
Texas.
How long have you lived in Cedar Rapids?
Quite a while.
Did you spend some time living in the city of Hiawatha in a trailer? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And who was that with?
Patty.
What's Patty's last name?
Basco.
Who is Patty to you?
She was originally Mira.
Are you related to her?
Not really.
She was kind of like a Nana to you, though?
Yes.
Was she allowing you to live in this trailer in Hiawatha back around February of 2024?
Yes.
Who else was living there at the time?
Logan, me and McKinley, and Patty and her boyfriend.
And just to clarify for the record, what's Logan's last name?
Kempton.
And what's McKinley's last name?
Louisma.
Did you know McKinley Louisma by another name, like a short name? Or did you call him McKinley?
We call him Ken.
I want to ask ask you about Mr. Louisma. Can you tell us when you guys met?
In 2020.
Can you tell us how you met Mr. Louisma?
Through like a dating app.
When you met Mr. Louisma on a dating app, how'd the initial conversation go?
He met up with me at the gas station down the street from all of us.
So you started talking and you met up that day.
Yes.
And when you met up with him that day, what did you guys do?
We went to Lily Pond Lake.
And is that the same Lily Pond Lake that's up in the Amana area?
Yes.
And whose idea was it to go there?
It was a good idea.
How much time did you spend together with him that first day?
Pretty much the whole day.
So did the two of you then hit it off?
Yes.
Did you start dating each other after that?
Yes.
And how long did you and Mr. Louisma then date after that?
Say again?
How long did you and Louisma end up seeing each other? Like, how long was your relationship?
It ended in 2024.
During the course of your relationship with Mr. Louisma, were the two of you kind of on again, off again?
Yes.
Did you have some troubles during your relationship?
Yes.
What would you say were the main troubles you had?
Basically, arguments.
You guys used to argue a lot?
Yes.
Is that about things like money and jobs and stuff?
Yes.
Was there also some jealousy in the relationship?
Yes.
Was Mr. Louisma jealous if you talked to other people, especially like other men?
Yes.
I want to take you to about the middle of the year 2023. So that's the summer before the events of February 2024. Are you with me? Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay. Did you and he split up for a period of time there?
Yes, we did.
You remember what month that was in?
I believe it was the end of December.
What about back in July? Did you have a time period in July when you two of you
Yes.
split up? Okay. And who broke up with who?
I did.
So in July of 2023, you broke up, is that right?
Yes.
After you and Mr. Louisma broke up, did you start seeing somebody else for a period of time?
Yes.
And who was that?
Matthew Clark.
How long did you end up seeing Matthew Clark?
For like 3 months.
And during those 3 months, did you continue to have contact with Mr. Louisma?
Yes.
What kind of contact did you have with him during those 3 months?
I would basically meet up with him.
At some point in time, did you and Mr. Louisma get back together as a couple?
Yes.
Do you remember approximately when that was?
The end of December.
So now we're at December of 2023.
Yes.
And just briefly, how did that happen? How did you guys end up getting back together? Was it a mutual decision or
Yes.
something else? And around that time, did you discover that Mr. Louisma had been also or had been seeing a girl by the name of Melody?
Yes.
I'm going to jump ahead for now to the date of February 17th of 2024, okay?
Okay.
What was the status of your relationship with Mr. Louisma on February 17th of 2024?
It was good until like he left, and then it was like off the grid.
Okay. So yeah, talking about that date there on February 17th, were you still living together?
Yes.
And would you have considered yourself a couple with him?
Yes.
Do you remember the name of the street you guys lived on?
Hummingbird Lane.
On February 17th of 2024, when you were living in that trailer with Patty, Mr. Louisma on Hummingbird Lane, and Patty's boyfriend and Logan, were you also pregnant at that time?
Yes.
And was Mr. Louisma kind of taking care of you while you were pregnant at that time?
Yes.
Was he going to some of the appointments and whatnot?
Yes.
To your knowledge, based on your conversations with him, did Mr. Louisma believe that that was his baby?
Yes.
On that day of February 17th of 2024, did you have some complications with your pregnancy?
Yes.
What was going on?
I started having really bad contractions.
Did you go to the hospital to get some treatment?
Yes.
And when you did that, was Mr. Louisma there?
Not at first.
Did he end up showing up?
Yes.
And when he was there at the appointment with you earlier in the day on February 17th, 2024, do you remember how he was acting?
Really off.
What do you mean by that?
He would just be on his phone and I asked him if he was okay, and he kept saying he was fine.
So could you tell something was off about him?
Yes.
Coming up, this former girlfriend, she is going to be testifying about the pond where the victim, Melody Hoffman's body, was found. We'll be right back.
8.5 months pregnant, a young mother found brutally murdered.
To lose a child, there's no words for it.
Now the victim's boyfriend, a married father of 4.
Guilty of first-degree murder in the death of his mistress, as well as their unborn child.
That's one of the things that struck me. He was not remorseful.
Court TV takes you inside the South Florida courtroom
Where jurors will decide if he will be put to death.
The pregnant mistress murder trial penalty phase begins Wednesday morning, only on Court TV.
Back now to Iowa for the Machete murder plot trial. Defendant Dakota Van Patten is accused of conspiring to kill his friend's ex-girlfriend. 20-year-old Melody Hoffman was found beaten, strangled, and mutilated near a pond. This was back in February of last year. And right now, we are getting you caught up on the unaired testimony from this trial. So let's go ahead and go back in for more testimony from another woman who dated Hoffman's ex-boyfriend.
Let me come back to February 17th, 2024 in a second here, but I'd like to ask you if after you got back together with McKinley Louisma, do you recall finding out or being present when Mr. Louisma was on the phone with Melody Hoffman?
Yes.
And approximately when do you think that was?
I'm not 100% sure.
Was it sometime between when you got back together and February 17th?
Yes.
Was there an argument that took place on the phone?
Yes.
And as a result of that argument, do you remember how it ended?
Him hanging up on her.
In speaking with Mr. Louisma, you'd already told us that you found out he had been in a relationship with Melody. Was it your understanding that by the time you had got back together with them, they had broken up?
Yes.
Did you find out that even after you and Mr. Louisma got back together around December of 2023, before February 17th, 2024, that he had still been talking to her?
I didn't know.
Did you do anything on your own, like look through his phone to see if he was?
I couldn't get through his phone. I used to know like his password, but then he changed it.
Were you at any point in time able to get into his phone and find some videos of he and Melody?
Yes.
Based upon the content of those videos, did you understand that he and Melody had been intimate when they had been with each other?
Yes.
Being in this long-term relationship with Mr. Louisma, in finding out that he had been with Melody Hoffman and they had been intimate together, as a woman, did you have concerns that he might still be talking to her?
Yes.
At any point in time, did you tell Mr. Louisma that he couldn't talk to her anymore?
Yes.
Did you tell him that he had to choose between you and her?
Yes.
Why did you feel that way?
To me, it felt like a second choice.
So did you basically tell him it's either me or her?
Yes.
And when you told him that he had to make that choice, what was his response to you?
He told me that he wanted to be with me.
So going back to that night on February 17th, 2024, do you remember being at your residence on Hummingbird Lane with the defendant when he left with Mr. Louisma when he left for the night?
Yes.
And do you remember him leaving for the night?
Yes.
What was your understanding about where he was going?
He said he was going to his parents.
And where do his parents live?
164 Melody Drive on the northwest side.
So regarding the northwest side of town and where his parents live, is there a couple of parks over there near his parents' house?
Yes, a couple of them.
Do you remember what they are?
I know there's a Cherry Hill Park right behind his house, and then there is another park.
Have you ever been to Morgan Creek Park before?
Yes.
Is that over by his house too?
Yes.
His parents' house, I should say.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in our guest for this hour to discuss this case. Joining us now from San Francisco, California, criminal defense attorney Joseph Tully. Joseph, thank you so much for being with us today. Okay, so this case is taking place in Iowa. Court proceedings just have gotten underway there. We're playing a lot of unaired testimony in this case because we have a 4-hour embargo. But what we're doing now, we're listening to, this is an ex-girlfriend of a man who has already been found guilty in this case. She's talking about Louisma. That's who she dated. And what she's testifying about is there seemed to be this love triangle between the victim in this case, her, and Louisma, who you're taking a look at right now. Can you put that together for us? What is the state, what is the prosecutor trying to show with bringing her into this situation? So she's testifying that she had said to Louisma there, it's either going to be me or her.
Sure. So, you know, what I think the prosecutor is doing here is they have to lay out everything. This jury hasn't heard all the facts from the first trial, which was Louisma. And so they have to lay out everything. And what I think the prosecutor is doing here is they're putting more blame on Louisma. They're really showing the evidence that makes him look guilty, and we know he was found guilty by a jury previous to this trial. And by then linking in Dakota later, they can show, look, we know, you know, Louisma is guilty. Now we've shown you how linked Louisma is with Dakota, and therefore his guilt and his culpability must transfer over to this defendant.
So Joseph, defense counsel said in opening statements that all right, fine. Basically, we concede that my client, evidence is going to show that he was there, that he was around Louisa. He was around the victim on this particular day in question in which the incident took place. But mere presence doesn't mean he did it or is guilty of first-degree murder. That's what she said in her opening statement. What do you think of that kind of statement to set this trial up for her and her client?
So I think that that's all she has in this case. I think that was the best defense, and that's what she's going with. That's her ethical duty, to be a zealous advocate and to present that to the jury. I thought she did that very well. However, I don't think it's a good defense. We have here that the defendant is apparently on video, allegedly, with Louisma buying the machetes, buying the gloves. We have his phone tracking with the victims in this case. We have him going with Louisma after the time of the alleged killing, according to biometric data and looking at all the evidence, and buying cigars. And they're caught on video, smoking the cigars, apparently in celebration. So it's really not a good case for the defense at all.
No, absolutely not. Joseph, thanks so much for your insight on this. Now, coming up, we're going to have the rest of the ex-girlfriend's testimony in what we're calling the Machete murder plot trial for Dakota Van Patten. Plus, Karen Reed back in court, but this time it will be to face off against the O'Keefe family. This is in a wrongful death suit. Court TV's Matt Johnson joins us live next with everything we can expect from that hearing. That's coming up right after the break. We're coming right back.
At 12:37:08 a.m., the defendant calls John, and voicemail number 1 is left with voice. At 1:10:17 a.m., the defendant calls John. Voicemail number 5 is left with voice.
Yeah, it's 1 in the morning. I'm with your niece and nephew. You pervert. You're pervert.
Turning now to Massachusetts, where later this afternoon a hearing is scheduled in a civil lawsuit tied to the Karen Reed case. Back in June, Reed was acquitted of second-degree murder in the January 2022 death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Now, O'Keefe's family has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Reed and the restaurants where Reed, O'Keefe, and friends partied on the night of his death. Now, that hearing is expected to begin at 2 p.m. Eastern, so while we wait, let's bring in Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson for a preview. Matt, talk to us about what we can expect later on today when this hearing does take place.
We could see fireworks back in that courtroom in the Commonwealth. It's going to be a different judge, same defendant, and same high-powered defense attorneys, including Alan Jackson and Elizabeth Little. Defendant Karen Reed expected back in court today, this time for her civil case. The lawsuit was filed by the O'Keefe family after the first trial had ended in mistrial, but then it was placed on hold till after her criminal case had officially wrapped up. Earlier this year, Karen Reed was acquitted of all the top charges, including murder in the death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, Officer John O'Keefe. She was, however, convicted of operating a vehicle under the influence. Here's a clip of Reed during an interview with ABC News.
How did you feel after that many drinks? When you got started, did you feel like you could drive, and did you feel how broke up?
I wouldn't have gotten on the expressway. I wouldn't have gotten on the expressway at 12:15 on January 29th. I mean, it was quiet. The roads were very quiet. You can see it on the videos. And I was going, when I've had a few drinks and I drive, I always drive extra slow. So I know my alerts aren't as sharp as they should be. But I shouldn't have been driving. But I don't think I was driving. I know I wasn't driving recklessly. I mean, I've got plenty of video of myself driving all over the place. I put my car in John's garage, which is incredibly narrow, and I had a very oversized SUV. You see me, there's a video of me driving through the intersection when we leave Waterfall to go to Brian Albert's, and I was always taught by my father, even when you have a green light, you always should tap the brake. You don't know who's going to run a red. And I see me doing that multiple times between 12 and 1 and 5 and 6 a.m. So I know I was driving safely, not as safely or as alert as I would be if I had no alcohol. But I was not driving recklessly by any measure.
Karen Reed watching those clips during her second trial that we covered early this year. Now Reed's defense team filed a motion to dismiss, and we can expect some of those arguments today as well. And that's another big change that we could see as well. This defendant was not required to take the stand in the criminal case, but we could see her very well compelled to make a statement in the civil case. So that'll be interesting to watch for. And that clip was actually from a documentary, not ABC, but she has given numerous interviews, as we know.
Yeah, she's talked with you a lot too, Matt. So this is a civil case. We've already had the criminal case. So talk to us about the difference here. So obviously a different standard of proof, but talk to us about it, because it's going to be a lot different than the criminal case.
And I think we're going to see a different evidence presented before the judge or the jury when we get there. The weight of the evidence and the punishment is different, right? In a criminal case, Karen Reed faced prison time, if convicted, while in her civil case, the plaintiffs are seeking monetary damages. Also in a criminal case, the standard of proof is beyond reasonable doubt. We talk about that all the time, compared to the much lesser preponderance of the evidence, meaning more likely than not in a civil case. Another big difference is the two bars where Karen Reed and Officer John O'Keefe were at in the night of question. They are also defendants in this civil lawsuit. So there's a lot of differences and nuances that we're going to watch today, and I do expect fireworks.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to hear it, Matt. So give us all the updates when you get them.
I will.
Thanks, Sam. See you later. All right, let's head back to Iowa, where we've been catching you up on last week's testimony in the Machete murder plot trial for Dakota Van Patten. Van Patten is charged with first-degree murder in the death of 20-year-old Melody Hoffman. At the time of her death, Hoffman was dating McKinley Louisma, who was friends with Van Patten. Louisma admitted to investigators that he kidnapped Hoffman with the help of Van Patten and physically beat her. Let's go back to the courtroom now and pick it up with more testimony from Louisma's ex-girlfriend.
Do you remember what Mr. Louisma was wearing when he left?
Like he had like a ski mask.
So he had a ski mask with him. Did he have anything else? Was there anything else that stood out about him when he left?
His shoes.
What about them?
They were like the boots.
What kind of boots?
Like he wore them to work.
Does he usually wear his work boots when he's going out for the night?
No.
What does he usually wear?
His slides.
Around February 17th of 2024, were the two of you, Mr. Louisma and you, tracking each other's locations by your phone?
Yes.
And how were you doing that?
Snapchat and like 360.
And so up to that point in time, were you able to do that with Mr. Louisma, to track where he was going on those apps?
I was, and then it like automatically turned off.
So at some point in time during the night of February 17th and into February 18th, 2024, was Mr. Louisma's location turned off?
Yes.
So you couldn't track him?
No.
Did you try to contact him when his location was turned off?
Yes, it would go straight to voicemail.
Did he send you any kind of messages at all?
Yes.
That night?
Yes.
Prior to when the location was turned off?
Before.
After the location was turned off, did you get any messages?
No.
At some point in time, did you go to sleep?
Yes.
And when did you see Mr. Louisma again?
Early in the morning, like around 4.
So when he came, did he come home around 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
To the Hummingbird Lane residence?
Yes.
When he came home to the Hummingbird Lane residence around 4 a.m. on the morning of February 18th, 2024, did he acknowledge you when he came home?
Yes.
How?
By giving me a hug and a kiss and said, "I love you."
What did you notice about him when he gave you a hug and kiss?
He was smelling like smoke.
And when he smelled like smoke, is that something that was not ordinary?
It was just really like off because he never smoked.
Did you notice anything about his mannerisms, like how he was acting?
Really weird.
What was he doing?
He was on his phone, sitting on the floor on his phone.
And could you tell what he was doing on his phone?
He was watching videos.
Watching videos?
Yes.
Was he saying much to you?
Not really saying much.
Did he appear to be nervous at all, like shaking or anything?
Yes.
Did his mannerisms, a little nervous, shaking, stand out to you enough that you asked him if something was wrong?
Yes.
When you asked him if something was wrong, what did he say?
He kept saying nothing.
I'm going to jump forward then to like a couple days later, around the 19th or so. Were you present at the Hummingbird Lane trailer when Mr. Louisma realized his car was gone?
Yes.
After he found out that his car was gone, what did you and Mr. Louisma do?
That's like when the police department contacted Patty, and then she woke us up, and he was tracking his phone.
Where did you end up going?
The car ended up in the Marion Police Department.
Did you end up going to the Marion Police Department to drop him off?
Yes.
And when you dropped him off at the Marion Police Department, did the officers make contact with you?
Yes.
And as part of that contact they made with you, did they retrieve Mr. Louisma's phone from you?
Yes.
Did Mr. Louisma, when he went into the Marion Police Department, then leave his phone with you?
Yes.
That's all I have for now, Judge.
Nakia, we've established that back in February of 2024, you were dating Ken, is that right?
Correct.
Now, did you ever date Dakota Van Patten?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
Not that long.
Okay. Was it quite a bit before the time we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. But at least in February of 2024, the two of you were not romantically involved in any way, correct?
Correct.
So if I want to focus in on your relationship with Ken a little bit, was Lily Pond Lake a significant place to your relationship?
Yes.
How so?
That's like every time when we get in arguments, that would be like our peaceful place to go to.
It's kind of where you guys went to sort out your problems?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, did Ken feel the same way about that place?
Yes.
Now, we've discussed that your relationship with him was a little volatile, kind of on again, off again.
Yes.
And that you guys argued a lot.
Yes.
Was there also domestic violence in that relationship?
Objection, Your Honor, relevant.
Overruled. You can answer.
I can. Correct.
And am I to assume that's him toward you?
Yes.
And we talked about how the two of you get back together in December of 2023, and that you found out that while the two of you were broken up, Ken was dating Melody. Is that right?
Correct.
Did you ever get to meet or get to know Melody?
No, I didn't.
But it's safe to say that you were jealous of that relationship.
Not really.
Well, you didn't like him talking to her, right?
Yeah, correct.
And he's supposed to be with you, right?
Correct.
And he was taking care of you, and at least at the time thought that he was the father of your child, correct?
Correct.
And so I think you told us earlier, you kind of gave him an ultimatum. You said you got to choose, right?
Correct.
And was this also around that same time that you found some photos or videos of him being intimate with Melody?
Correct.
And did this make you a little mad?
Not really.
But it certainly helped you with your decision that he had to make a choice, right?
Correct.
And again, none of any of what we've talked about so far had anything to do with Dakota, right?
Correct.
And so this love triangle, if we talk about it like that, that was kind of between you and Ken and Melody, right?
Correct.
When you saw Ken leave on December 17th, and I think you said that he told you he was going to his parents' house. So am I remembering that correctly?
Correct.
Was he with Dakota at that time?
Not that I recall.
And when you saw him again at 4 a.m., was he with Dakota at that time?
No.
And so all this stress, all this sort of turmoil in their relationships, did Dakota ever have anything to do with that love triangle?